Joining me today to discuss industrial cybersecurity is Steve Rutherford, who's the Director of OT/ICS Cybersecurity at Xona Systems. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Let me start off by just mentioning, we find there's a broad range of products and services in industrial cybersecurity. And just to frame this interview, could you tell us where Xona Systems fits into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a cybersecure remote operations and access platform that is designed to connect users directly to operational technology, equipment, and systems. So whether that equipment is in a power plant, whether that equipment is in a wastewater, manufacturing, upstream oil and gas, it's agnostic to us. Critical infrastructure is where we provide value, no matter what that critical infrastructure is.
A lot of our research shows that industrial companies struggle to maintain their cybersecurity. First of all, do you see the same thing? And secondly, if so, what can Xona Systems do to help them?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a continuously evolving threat landscape. The actors are getting more sophisticated. The cost by which those actors are propagating their attacks is continuing to go down. So companies continue to do their best to try to get ahead of that. What we find is there are a lot of solutions in place that are focused on kind of IT principles that are not necessarily particularly well suited for operational technology environments where safety and reliability are critical. So we're really designed to enable those remote users to monitor and troubleshoot their equipment, whether those users are internal employees or third-party vendors. We want to do this in a way that decreases the cost and complexity. There's a lot of complexity when you start to involve OT with IT, who takes priority, right? Who takes control. So we want to give a simple, easy to deploy, easy to implement, and easy to maintain solution that also helps these companies achieve the remote-based cybersecurity programs and directive objectives, right? That are coming down from DHS, right? And the Transportation Security Administration, all of those things, NERC CIP, designed to help all those companies satisfy those requirements.
So with what you just said, I guess I would characterize that too. You're helping people do their IT, OT convergence, which is something we're seeing a lot.
Yeah, certainly. So there's definitely a trend to converge, right? That's been going on for some time now. Like I mentioned, the challenge is in the difference of priorities between the IT and the OT, right? When you get safety and more importantly, reliability critical operations, that doesn't necessarily jive well with some of the IT-based technologies where the confidentiality is more important necessarily than the reliability. And so in the companies that are driving to converge, we do provide a solution that will integrate with the kind of enterprise IDP from the access management perspective, so we can help them conform to existing policies and procedures, right? Maintain that oversight and the governance from the IT side, while also giving the OT organization the means of doing their job effectively, right? Without disrupting their operations, so we can deploy a solution that's clientless and agentless. It doesn't impact their operational technology environment whatsoever. And it also keeps the operators focused on doing their job, right? So the solution is very easy to use, very easy to maintain. They can focus on doing the work that they need to get done and not disrupting things. I would say also that we're also seeing, kind of interestingly, some divergence, right? Some companies have tried the convergence and weren't able to get things quite working to their satisfaction and have started to diverge the networks. And so we also work with companies that want to maintain a pure OT-focused access program where they manage and maintain. So we can do that. We can deploy the solution that gives them that unified access directly in OT without necessarily needing to be dependent on the IT side of the house as well.
What about the other thing we're seeing a lot is companies are in the process of digital transformation, but let me combine that and say digital transformation is a lot of disruptive technologies and things like that. Is that something that you're seeing, and is that something you can help companies with?
Sure. I think the disruption there is probably a scary word, right? Especially, again, when we're talking about the OT side, they don't want disruption, right? They want continuity. They want steadfast, reliability. So we would position ourselves not as a disruptive technology, but as a complementary technology, right? Something that you can deploy without disrupting your operations. And I would say from a technology perspective, we consider ourselves disruptive because we are replacing some of the kind of IT-focused tools and technologies out there, again, that are very well suited for the IT side, that aren't as well suited for the OT side, right? And so jump servers and VPN policy managers and proxies, again, things that are IT focused, have been tried. There's a lot of inadequacies, and so we certainly do disrupt that by providing a mechanism to give that connectivity with the reliability that the OT operators are asking for.
One final question is around services. We find a lot of our clients, they're looking for more services from vendors and suppliers and things like that. And so what is your strategy, or can you help companies with that? Do you offer services?
Absolutely. I think the vendor side of the house is a little bit of the Wild West, right? Many organizations we work with have very critical vendors that require access to their environment so that they can maintain that equipment and maintain the service agreements. However, there's a lot of difficulty when you don't directly control, right, that part of the organization. So ensuring that they've got the best cybersecurity posture and they're not sharing passwords. All of those are concerns for the companies that we work with. So what we do is we provide those end user organizations a means by which they can get a handle on that Wild West. So we can give them management of all of those vendors, whether those vendors are right next door or across the world. We can give them specific access to particular equipment and only that equipment. So if a vendor needs to maintain their equipment, I can provide access where all they can see when they get into the solution is their equipment. They can't maintain or interact with anything else outside of that. We also give that organization the means of monitoring and controlling that vendor action. So I can know exactly when a vendor is requesting access. I can ensure that the equipment is ready, right? It's safe. I'm expecting them, right? So I can maintain and give them on-demand access. Then I can monitor. I can watch over the shoulder while that vendor interacts with my critical environment. I can ensure that they're doing everything according to the policies and procedures. Where I don't have the time or the inclination to watch live, we record all of those video sessions. So if anything happened after the fact, we have a forensic means to go back in, help that company understand exactly what that organization was doing when that incident occurred so that they can prevent it in the future.
Okay, Steve, thank you. That was very, very informative. Thank you for participating today in this interview.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure.
We've been talking with Steve Rutherford, who's Director of OT/ICS at Xona Systems. Thank you for watching.